curly cuts, now I know better, are for shape. You really need some highly skilled professional. I need my hair to be back here again, and I did cut a lot of hair. Hi everyone, 2024 in the building. Yes, it's been a long time. I try to upload or make a video once a week, but to be honest, life is real and I am not on schedule. But yeah, I try to be better this year. As you can see in the back, this is a new location. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know that I moved away. Now I am finally in Hamburg. In the big city, you have better opportunities. I can finally finish my studies. Yes, it's been a long time, and if you know my private story, you know things are, not going as they should. But yeah, we're here to fight for it. We can finish soon and can start working. Social media is obviously my hobby, right? My voice is sounding a bit awkward, but yeah, I fetched a cold. I could decide to stay in bed and be miserable, or do something and make this video while I'm with my son at home. We are both sick, enjoying time, because yeah, what can we do? Cough, cough, cough. Now you wonder what's going on with my hair. What's this here? This is not wash and go. This is not coily hair defined with gels and shrinking up to my scalp. No, these are mini twists. I got them in December, and I think I'm officially going on a mini twist journey. I've never really done mini twists in the past. I would do bigger twists and opt for a twist out or just a messy bun, but not really tiny and movable like this that can be stretched out or just shrink to. You know what 4C hair does? It shrinks if you let it. Actually, what did we do in the past? What are we doing new? What changes are we implementing into the hair regimen? First of all, I'm not completely ditching the wash and goes, but yeah, I mean, it's nice not to detangle my hair. Also, if you let your hair clump, it's not defined and frozen in place to the max or completely stretched out. It depends on how you preserve it, because as the days go on and maybe the gel cast removes itself and your hair gets frizzier, it can be prone to tangles. It can be prone to just being everywhere, chaos in your hair, and you have to know how to preserve it. I didn't have many issues that I'm describing now in the past, because I would use a satin scarf in the night. It will be flattened to my scalp. In the morning I would unravel, fluff it out, or use the morning steam from the shower, for example, to fluff my hair out again. Alright, so I think I am going officially on a mini twist journey. Yes, I'm kind of enjoying not to detangle my hair, because life is so much easier when you don't have to detangle your hair. Haha, I know, it's just part of the story, because I have to open each single twist to, kind of detangle it, moisturize it, and retwist it. So maybe this is much more work when just shampooing and conditioning your open hair and then just smooth it down with gel, dry it. But yeah, I'm doing quite a lot of changes because I want more versatility, and right now it feels good not to detangle your hair. You can just lie down. You don't have to wait to dry your hair, to sit under the hooded dryer, or to use your arm strength to diffuse your hair, because the way our hair is structured, it is very, very coily and it doesn't dry as fast as much more loose curl types. Leaving my hair in twists also gives me a bit more freedom to try out new hair recipes. I am in the process of doing things my own. Of course, I use store-bought products, but I also like to experiment a lot. And the way I was doing it the entire summer and autumn, I was always formulating my own gels using aloe vera gel, water, preservatives, thickeners, and then I would try it out the other week until it finishes, and then I would do another batch of a new gel or custard, or put more oils or butters inside, or would experiment with some sort of leave-in creams kind of situations and would see if it flakes, how it will hold and everything else. And now I'm just giving myself a lot more pause so I can go back to what I've written down and to see what worked this week, what worked the other month, and then compare and see while I'm having a bit of a break. And then in spring or summer or something else, I will show more wash and goes again, and maybe also come up with gel formulation, a gel tutorial which is safe to use. As I mentioned, I am doing more do-it-yourself, but a more do-it-yourself thing that you would also see in a lab kind of situation, even though it's in the kitchen. And there's nothing wrong to do your things in the kitchen, right? So I mean, you're not going out to sell it, you use it on your own, and many big brands started in the kitchen. So what? I don't see any issues with it. At least I don't see any issues. What did I started with? I started doing my own conditioners. So I would look in the kitchen and see what thickeners do we have, scroll through YouTube University and see all these popular videos using tapioca starch or corn starch to do some kind of pre-poo gel situation to detangle the hair, and then adding conditioners. Yeah, it was going well, but it was not enough for me, so I went back to store-bought, looked into the formulation, especially those more green beauty brands, some that would claim this and that is not inside, so it's better for your hair. I also tried it out and I was thinking, nah, this is not for me. I actually need those conditioning ingredients, and it's not like you're going to die because you're using regular conditioner made with conditioning agents. So I'm not just sticking to water and oils and an emulsifier. I want things to do the work inside my hair, even if it's not entirely damaged. I believe, even though I like Ayurvedic stuff and natural stuff, I think if you mix a whole bunch of things together, maybe the outcome can be much more better than the old stuff. So then I started with the gels. I was trying out different ingredients like santan gum and HEC. I'm not going to spell that out, but yeah, it's a thickener which I would mix with a tiny bit of oil and preservatives and aloe vera juice or other plant waters. I tried on my hair, it was working well. I was also experimenting with detangling creams, pre-poos, for example flaxseed gel and a whole bunch of oils and butters. It works perfect on my hair. I could detangle my hair well and then just shampoo and condition my hair without standing at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour in the shower just to detangle your hair. It always depends the state of your hair, when was the last hair wash, how much hair do you shed, and so on. And this made me more curious, so I subscribed to some hair blogs, scientific hair blogs, where you get a lot of recipes and tutorials and the science behind how things work on hair, inside hair, and on the scalp, and how can you formulate shampoos, shampoo bars, for example, conditioners, and many more things. This is the phase I'm in. I was actually able to make a shampoo bar, which is here. I saved a bit, and a conditioning bar. It doesn't contain any kind of water, so it's just conditioning ingredients, oils and butters, and when your hair is wet you just rub it inside the palms of your hands and then you apply it on your hair. It works well, but I wish I could pH balance it, or maybe add tiny bits of aloe vera juice so that it melts better. But yeah, this is how it is when you experiment with things. Here is my shampoo bar. This levels really well. A little goes a long way. It smells really good. Cleans your hair well, but it doesn't feel stripped or clarified because yeah, it contains oils. And yeah, I just find it amazing that you can just do your things at home. It kind of takes away from this product junkinism. You try out more, you want to give out the best reviews. It kind of becomes a competition where you try out more, try harder, you buy and buy and buy and buy, and in the end, I mean, do we really need to try out all of these things? It depends. I mean, usually we don't see a lot of people with my hair texture doing all these hair reviews and brand reviews. Traditionally, we think, you know, we can only use a certain type of brand or product and that's it. But there's so many options out there, there are many brands out there that work very well, even if they don't say it's made for kinky hair, it's made for afro hair, it's made for tight curly hair, it's made for black hair, it's made for natural hair. They do work, so watch out for the goodies. I also bought store-made shampoo bars and conditioning bars. This one I haven't tried out yet. It doesn't have a lot more ingredients than a liquid shampoo would have. So it has, for example, cocoa powder, it has cleansing powders, it has oils, it has proteins, so yeah, everything what you like. For example, hydrolyzed soy protein, hydrolyzed corn protein, hydrolyzed wheat protein. So this was kind of maybe a strengthening shampoo, I wanted to say. So it's kind of a protein shampoo. Now, if you know, I have started using raw oils and butters intentionally in 2023. I started in January, so I started documenting it. It's not that I didn't use it the other years before. For example, when it was very cold in 2022, this is what I do every year actually. I would use kinky curly curling, not today, detangler on my hair, and then glaze some raw shea butter on my hair, twist it, and that's it. It keeps my hair moisturized. It doesn't dry out my hair. It can snow. It can be -degrees. My hair is fine. And when I decide to open those twists again, of course, it doesn't have this long hold a mousse or gel would have, but it keeps your hair nice. So I, for example, do this regularly every year. But do I mention all these steps? No, of course. You also have to keep things to you because you know what works for you, and always no oils and butters drama. You know my opinion. You know I spend countless of hours, you know, doing Instagram posts and stories, for example, and yeah, I don't know, my voice went to oblivion. I just stick to what works for me, and if others say, you know, blah blah blah, it doesn't work for you, okay, yeah, great, we can agree on it, but I still use it. So what did I observe while, you know, oiling my scalp here and now and then, and also rubbing some oil on my hair, also while doing wash and goes? I observed that it really does nothing. So your hair doesn't frizz out magically, your hair doesn't lose the holding strength of your stylers if you use, you know, some drops of oils on your hair. So it doesn't clog your scalp or something, and it doesn't build up on your hair. No, it doesn't build up on my hair. My hair still clumps. I don't know. This is what I observed. All these things professionals claimed did not apply to my hair while doing defined wash and goes. It really didn't. More often, but I've also mentioned this in the past, it's about the product formulation, the entire formulation. If I used, for example, leave-in creams or leave-in conditioners in the past and would try to mix it up with gels to get the clumping, I would have a lot of issues because the formulations were kind of not mixing well together. Even if you do use the tiniest amounts of creams, your hair would end up frizzy. But now I know it's not about entirely ditching leave-ins or creams, it's about finding the best matches. Now, since I started talking about leave-in conditioners, let's make this quick. Are leave-in conditioners necessary for wash and goes? I think I went through an adventure of skipping leave-ins. I think it's also been 1.5 years. I started using leave-in conditioners in April, so consistently in April of this year, and I can say my hair kind of feels better with leave-in conditioners. So again, but it all depends on the formulation. If you use gels and foams and styling products that don't contain enough conditioning agents, that don't contain enough oils and butters, use richer leave-in creams. But what do I mean? Again, I don't mean to use spoonfuls of creams, leave-in conditioners, leave-in treatments inside your hair and then slap on a thin layer of gel. Of course, it won't give you enough hold, but use it as instructions say and use less, and then work your way up. The next time you do your hair, you can actually feel it. Does it feel greasy? Maybe I need a little bit less kind of leave-in conditioner to get me the results I want. I don't like crunchy stone hair. I really don't like it. You know, I prefer my soft, hold but defined conditioners. Most of the time water-based conditioners work better for me, but in the end it's the same, because again, looking at Kinky Curly Not Today leave-in conditioner, it doesn't contain water, but you start on soaking wet hair, so it doesn't really need a lot of diluting when your hair is already soaking wet and you put on this leave-in conditioner and then you begin to style your hair. Just make sure that those products you want to layer are actually working together, because most of the time it even happens within brands that many products are not designed to be used together, which is really odd. It's just not fun. If you look at Uncle Funky Daughter, this is what confused me the most, because everybody was saying, you know, Uncle Funky Daughter and use it with innocence. I create hold. It's the ultimate thing. It's the ultimate. This will give you moisture, hydrated hair. I don't remember anymore everything. It will give you everything, all the curls you ever wished coming out. But what does Uncle Funky Daughter say? They say to use their own leave-in creams and puddings and moisturizers within their line with the UFD, right? And same with, in a sense, I Create Hold. They do have leave-in conditioners, and I think leave-in spritzes and some sort of curling cream before you can also layer, in a sense, I Create Hold on top. So why not use these systems created together? So this is my personal opinion, and this is what I observe with my hair. I think it depends. If your hair needs leave-in conditioner or some sort of cream, use it, but try it out first. Use maybe tiny bits and then glaze your styling products with holds, so the gels or mousse on top, to see if those formulations, especially if they aren't coming from the same brand, observe if it's really matching. Does it flake on the hair? You could also experiment with different kind of stylers. If you think, you know, the leave-in conditioners are kind of diluting the strength of the gel, why don't you use the stronger gel to balance things out again? This could be an option. So I said it depends, because when you do things your own, you try things your own at home and put it on your hair, you wonder, okay, I just made a gel with some oils and maybe a tiny bit of butters, which could, so I'm doing a 2-in-1 product. I'm kind of doing a curling cream so that I don't have to use a leave-in conditioner, so it has more hold than traditional curling creams made for looser curl types. And you see, wow, it's kind of working. So now I think if your hair cannot handle water-based stylers only, and if those water-based stylers, they don't have any kind of oil, use a leave-in. If those stylers have oils in it, for example the curl maker from Camel Rose or Camille Rose, it has oils in it. Doesn't it have coconut oil? So if it contains some sort of oil, I mean, it will give you some sort of better protection, right? Once the gel cast has formed, there will be a thin layer of oil residue on your hair. So it's not like you're just putting water on your hair. And this is also the function of humectant ingredients. They also form a protective layer on your hair. It's not like you just put, again, water on your hair strand, it evaporates and nothing is on your hair. I would personally focus more on the hair wash. What am I using to wash the hair? Because this is what I mentioned in the previous video. What are you detoxifying? What are you clarifying your hair from? When you only use water-based stylers, why are you using, strong clarifying shampoos once a month, every 4 to 6 weeks, when there's nothing on your hair? And if you follow certain methods, they kind of went to an approved situation, the process. People looked at the ingredient and said, we are skipping this and that so that it doesn't build up on our hair, right? So what are we actually then clarifying our hair from when most of the things we use is water-based, and water-based would mean it will wash away once we put water on it and stand in the shower. It will be rinsed from your hair. So maybe you only need more gentle shampoos, but if you regularly use heavy stylers, and I don't know, I would say you moisturize your hair daily with, and you put this amount of oils and butters in your hair daily, then yeah, I can understand that a moisturizing shampoo won't do a lot, especially when you lather once. You would maybe need from time to time some sort of clarifying solution. But I've mentioned, I think in my January videos, that I'm going back to my clay mask and I want to use less clarifying shampoos. This is also what I did. I am faithful to my clay mask. They work so well for me. Before, I think, when did I buy my first clarifying shampoo? It was on Jackie's. It was in winter 2021. I just stick to my clay mask, to bentonite clay or rasul clay, and every now and then I would shampoo. But I can understand if you don't believe in things all natural, or you don't believe that there are certain type of cleansers out there that aren't scientifically made in the lab to cleanse your hair, but they also work. It really depends. It's a preference thing. Why buying 10 shampoos when you won't be able to use them up, especially if you have short to middle kind of length? It's not like we all have hair to our butts or to the floor that we need a whole lot of shampoo. Also, our scalp doesn't produce that much oil. My scalp barely produces oil. I have dry skin. One thing that you would find glowing inside my face is my nose, especially when I put on makeup. You would see, this ring-ding-a-ding, fatty, glowing thing going on. That's it. So if you don't create a lot of sebum, why are you using lots of shampoo? But yeah, I was also in my experimenting phase, and yeah, I wanted to provide you with all these shampoos they work, they cleanse the hair, they do the work, and you can use them as often as you need. But now that we see what is going on, we have all seen Rosie Amelia's videos, we have all seen Shelly V's videos. We know what can happen to certain, especially if you are faithful to certain methods out there. So I highly suggest, if you have not heard about them, check out their videos and be careful how much you shampoo your hair, especially if you aren't heavy with products, and especially if you only use water-based stylers and you don't use any kind of cream stylers. Be careful. Do I oil my scalp daily? No. Why? Simple, because I am lazy. I do it as I feel, as I am in the mood. Usually I would do it before I shampoo my hair as a pre-poo. I would rub it in really well and let it sit at least 10 minutes to half an hour before shampooing, best the night before. Now, since I've made some rosemary oil, I kind of put it inside my scalp and hair more often, especially now that my hair is twisted away. I would do it when I moisturize my hair. So this is why I didn't care about how my hair is looking like. Let's show the process. At the moment right now, I don't have any kind of ready-made conditioners, and I also don't have ready-made hair styling creams. What do I use? I use my own body moisturizers and body creams. So this is, for example, it's a whipped body butter infused with aloe vera juice. Let's talk about aloe vera juice. I don't use, or I don't buy the plant, the leaf anymore. I buy ready-made or processed aloe vera juice. This, for example, I'm not really sure if it's directly processed from the fresh leaf or if it's just a water infusion made with aloe vera powder, but I find it more convenient. It also has a preservative in it, so I don't have to worry about mold, and it's also kind of much more safe, because when you dig into aloe vera, yeah, we know we have to soak the leaf or gel in water so that this yellow substance can remove itself. But from what I'm now finding out is that if you buy processed commercial made aloe vera juice or gel, it is much more safer, because what we do at home, it still has high concentrations with aloe in. So be careful, especially if you buy fresh aloe vera gel to eat it and you prepare it at home. So from what I've been reading, I at the moment cannot just try it and eat it at home. I always want to buy it processed and available in a commercial store, but this is just my opinion. But if you've used fresh aloe vera gel in the past and you wondered why your scalp is itching and is feeling weird or it's even burning, it can come from all these substances we are not able to remove at home, even if we soak it in water. In the commercial process, they kind of add other ingredients that can remove these from the pure gel before it is sold to us consumers. So be careful with it. So before we go in with the spray, if you wonder why am I not using gel or foam to do this mini twist, it's because my hair is prone to locking up. These stylers are great if you want to keep your hair twisted away, maybe for a week or two or something. But if you keep those twists in for a month or 2 months or 3 months and you plan to retwist the twist as you go, I would not suggest you to use any kind of these stronghold stylers. Just use a light cream and twist your hair if you own this type of hair, because yeah, my hair in the front and in the back, it locks up a lot. So it locks up where you twist your hair, and while your hair grows out, it will be soft and easy to remove, and also this part where it's twisted, but this kind of line of demarcation, so this line where you have twisted your hair, this part lock up very badly, so bear this in mind. I am not using gel or foam mousse to twist my hair when I do this kind of hairstyle. So here's what I do and what's inside. This is just aloe vera juice made with distilled water, rosemary extract, rosemary oil and some other oil, and also preservative. Since this is pH balance, this is what I also use to bring down the pH of my hair after I shampoo my hair. Now it's moist, now it's laying better. I would go in with my rosemary oil, so the applicator isn't really the best. What's inside? Coconut oil, for example, rosemary oil. So this January is all about rosemary. So I'm not using more because I'm not doing a pre-poo. I'm not washing it out right away, so I don't want my pillow and satin scarf to be drenched with oil. I just want a little bit on my scalp and on my hair so that it soaks in nicely like it would soak in on my skin. And this is it actually. How often do I do this? I cannot give you numbers, but at least once a week. This is a hair journey and I try to be consistent. I try to write things out. I'm obviously documenting everything on video, but it's not written in stone yet, so there's some improvement. So that's it. When I go out, since it's very cold, the snow has melted down, but it's still cold, I would, for example, do one high ponytail like this, leave the rest open or twist it away. I would use a headband like this and I'm ready to go out. Or I would do 2 ponytails or 2 bands, for example. So it's not perfect, but you see what I mean, right? Put on my headband and it's looking cute. Or I just twist it away. So these are, by the way, the stylings I would do on stretched hair, or also when I do a wash and go, especially old wash and goes. I would do the same styling, a wash and go. It doesn't have to be the final styling. You can still twist your hair away or do a ponytail. Once your shrunken hair is kind of long enough, you can put it in a bun, and what people would see is, you know, very tiny defined coils. I now have to hurry up because the sun is saying goodbye already. And that's it. So this is how I go out in this cold season. Now when it comes to retwisting my hair, when I see, you know, it doesn't look good anymore or kind of locking up, I either use my rosemary water spray to, you know, open, to loosen up the twist, or I would wait. Once I have a shower and my hair is kind of moist, I would start retwisting. Since I don't have a hair styling product yet, I just use this cream. It's a face cream. It's very liquid, so a pump bottle would be better, but I ran out of pump bottles. This is why I put it inside here. I would use a bit to detangle my hair and to get shed hairs out. And then I would put this butter, tiny bit. That's how much I use. I would put a tiny bit on the section of my hair and would start twisting it back up again. So if you follow indigenous tribes, you know, the long hair, yeah, it's kind of similar routine now. So I'm just focusing on retwisting my hair, cleansing it with my own products or store-bought products. Let's talk about the hooded dryer situation, using heat on my hair. Do I use a hooded dryer or a blow dryer to dry my hair after the hair wash? No, I just leave my hair to air dry. I would put a t-shirt, towel to dry my hair, and that's it. If I would do wash and go, I would heavily rely on using a hooded dryer or at least a diffuser, because it takes forever to dry this kind of wash and go set. The coils are too tiny. It's a lot of hair, even if it doesn't look like a lot of hair. These are hundreds of tiny micro curls, or however you want to call them. Slapping gel on, slapping more water on, it takes forever to dry. So I don't use heat as often anymore, obviously now because I'm doing mini twists. But if I do a wash and go set, which is what I did all year long, I use less heat. For example, if I sit under the hooded dryer first, I let it dry. Once it feels dry, the front, this top layer of hair is crunchy and dry, I would stop, I would let it air dry, and then use the diffuser to dry the rest of my hair, the inner layers of my hair and the back. Or I would use a diffuser first, dry my hair completely, especially the scalp, and then sit under the hooded dryer. But I do not sit under the hooded dryer to let my hair become very crunchy dry, because the way, so at least what I have at home, it's not entirely drying my hair. So I've been noticing over a couple of months, it takes a long time to observe the things, the tiny changes on your hair. I've been observing that this part always dried first and the rest under my hair would be soaking wet, so something is not working. So am I maybe damaging this part of my hair? It could be, right? Because this is also the part where I have my bangs, right? And it's not growing as fast as the rest of my hair, so something was going on. And so this whole air drying versus using heat situation is very confusing, because I first saw videos where people said, don't ever you air dry your hair again, it's damaging your hair inside, blah 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 blah. I was confused and I was reading it up and I thought, okay, obviously yes, maybe damaging my hair, so I will rely on heat when my hair is wet. Then African Hair God made some videos. I know you can hate or like him, I don't know, I have no issues with him. I think his videos are hilarious. He actually explains a lot, yes, in depth. He puts a lot of effort and time to make us think about hair again, use our brain cells. So he did a video about it and said, he didn't say it's bullshit, but he said it doesn't make sense and so on. I don't want to dig into. Again, first I was enraged, and then I started thinking about it again, and I said, yeah, I mean, if I compare the way I did my hair before consistently using heat, my hair was fine. So I don't know. Maybe I should experiment and observe my hair and look what it does all these months and see. And this happened while I was not happy with my hooded dryer, because I was kind of observing that the top part of my hair, this part of my hair, whenever I do a wash and go set, it would dry, it would be very, very crispy dry, but the inner layers of my hair and the back would still be very, very wet. So something is not working, and if you stayed under the hooded dryer for at least 1 hour and your hair is still damp and moist inside, even on high heat, but this top layer again is getting kind of dried out, something is not working right. So I would switch things up. I would use the hooded dryer in combination with the blow dryer and would also implement air drying again. This is what I did. If I did not do a wash and go set, I would simply air dry my hair. Now back in 2024, what is my hair doing? It is fine. So yeah, I think it needs more research and also maybe more research on our type of hair. Even if hair is made out of the same material, it obviously doesn't look the same. Our scalps are built different. We don't produce the same sebum, so maybe some things that apply to certain kind of hair types, they don't apply to our kind of hair type. So I am now back using heat wisely. So I'm not completely afraid of heat where I would be, very conservative and say, no, I will never use heat again. So I'm not that extreme. It really depends. I don't sit under the hooded dryer anymore for such a long amount of time, because it's bringing me nowhere, because it doesn't make sense. The top of your hair will dry and the inner layers not. Sometimes this also happened in the past. Once I wake up, my hair would still be damp, and in the mornings I would still need time to blow dry my hair. It's not fun doing it like this. And you know how faithful I was to my wash and goes, and I did these 365 days of wash and goes, yes, with some cheat days, of course. Last year I also mainly did wash and goes with all my experiments and observations I did with my hair. So I'm taking a break now. Now, one last thing. What about the curly cuts I did? I no longer do curly cuts. I obviously did it my own, but what I've observed, let's make it short, I've been cutting too much hair away all these months. The way my hair shrinks when you pull this tiny section out in its clump state, it will be somewhere here. Yes, so I've been cutting a lot of hair growth away. It is what it is, and I know these harsh comments I usually get on social media, especially on TikTok, where you have all these voices. Your hair is not growing, your hair is damaged, blah blah blah, but they forget that I've been also cutting my hair, which is something very new. So before autumn 2021, I only cut my hair when it was blow dried or silk pressed my own. I would do my length checks and would cut it, and if I get scissor happy, I will cut it more. But this is how I kept doing it all these years, and I would cut my hair at least once a year, but it was not a regular trim or something. I obviously got influenced and thought, wow, what a nice method, and it gives me great shape. I loved my shape. I mean, when my hair was shrunken, it was somewhere here, so crazy. And my bangs they were somewhere here. I could stretch them out coming to here, but they always wanted to do this. Now I know better. If next time I get myself bangs, I would let my hair be here. So once it's shrunken, it is not here, and I have to constantly stretch it out. It will be somewhere here, and we'll kind of do this thing. But to have this kind of shrunken situation, I need my hair to be back here again, and I did cut a lot of hair. Also the back, even if I give myself a blunt cut, a blunt wash and go cut on 4C hair, I wouldn't be that drastic anymore and just chop some good amount of hair away, because this is shrunken hair. You have to be careful. So I would trim my hair as I felt like, just to maintain this kind of yeah, shape I loved this shape, but lengthwise it brought me nowhere. So this is my personal opinion. Curly cuts, now I know better, are for shape. You know, the shape was shaping, but is it best if you want to retain length? If you own this kind of hair type, I find it questionable. You need a highly skilled professional that knows how your hair works, that knows that your hair shrinks up to 80 to 90%. What you see here, even with my twist, is not the length. It looks like this, but you can pull it out to here somewhere. Another example, it looks like this, but you can pull it out for longer, and if this part is straightened, it will be longer. Now it's twisted away, but when I leave my fingers alone, it will kind of be here, and you really need some highly skilled professional. So bear this in mind. Am I saying curly cuts are damaging? No, and I can't really talk about this. I can only talk about what I observe online on all these videos, but can I really say it's damaging? I don't know, because I always did my hair myself. This talk is for other people who have the experience, who have made the experience. I can only say that I am no longer subscribed to curly cuts. I am doing it the traditional way, and if I want to give my hair some trim, yes, I once said, you know, I'm not going to trim my hair in twists again, but yeah, this is what I do. When I see, you know, some uneven part, I just trim it away, very tiny trim. But if I want to give myself a major cut, of course I blow it out first, I stretch it out first, use heat protectants, use the silicones and everything else to protect my hair, and that's it. So everybody, I hope you liked this video. This is my update. Now we are hearing some construction work here, because yeah, everything is not done yet. See you in the next video. Subscribe to my channel. I hope sometime we can do some henna talk, because I can see you love my henna videos and I'm craving doing my henna, but I don't think I can henna my hair while it's twisted. So maybe it's something to do in spring or something, but let's see. See you in the next video. Bye.